Hi, it's Michael. I am filling in for Zach today being Wednesday, and we are covering this week the question of our orientation and how that has changed with our transition. Insofar as, for example, if you are a woman and you are into other women, you would generally say that you are a lesbian, but then if you come out as transgender, um, you are then a man, and then you would presumably be straight. Well, for me, this I can't quite answer like what that's like because that's not really my experience. Um, One of the first things that kind of sets me apart from some of the other guys in this channel is that I am by far the earliest in my transition. I am, as of today, I am actually 8 days on testosterone, so I'm very early. My voice is still high. I have not had any surgery yet. I am kind of early in my process, and a lot of the physical changes have not yet taken place. So even though I do everything that I can at this point in time to pass as a man, I don't usually in public when I'm around strangers. I get ma'am all day long. Or occasionally I get sir, and I turn around and I have to talk to them, and my voice gives me away. And that's where I'm at right now. So I can't really talk about how people perceive me differently now that I've transitioned. I'm more at the beginning stages of that. So as I get further into it, maybe I can give some additional insight. But right now, even though I introduce myself as a man, people that know me, I've come out to. But I don't always get gendered as a man. And so then the next question was the juxtaposition between my gender identity and my gender presentation and how people perceive that. And then there's the other piece is my orientation. Now, I don't get to call myself straight before transition. I don't get to call myself straight after transition. I am pansexual, which is like being bisexual, except that I am also attracted to transgender people as well. And add to that the fact that I am also currently single. As some of you may know, I came out a while ago to my fiance at the time. We'd been together for a year and a half. And I don't know, we had some talks about it, and she basically decided, you know what, she's a lesbian and she's not attracted to men, therefore if I'm a man, that doesn't really work for her. And I mean, I don't have any kind of hard feelings about it. Yes, I'm the same person and all of that, that's great, but she's attracted to women, and so therefore would not be with a man, and I can't hold that against her. I don't hold that against her. I wish her the best, and in fact we're still friends, and she's not a bad person. At any rate, though, I am single now, a single pansexual transgender guy. So I was queer before, I'll be queer after, I'll always be queer. And so straight is not really one of the options for me, trans or no trans. So that being said, and the other thing that I really wanted to bring up too is that there's this sort of concept of coming out of the closet, and it's spoken of as if it were this concrete, definitive event that happens at one point in your life where you just come out and tell everyone in the whole world, and everybody gets the memo, and you do it once and it's done and everybody knows. And you know what? The reality is so far removed from that, where in my mind at least, coming out of the closet is a daily event. Every time you meet someone new, they don't know about you because you don't carry a sign, and our society tends to assume that you are cisgendered, and our society tends to assume that you are straight is the default, unless you look incredibly butch. I have at times, people have, assumed that I was gay on occasion. But you know what, really, coming out of the closet is a daily thing. It's okay, who am I gonna bump into today that doesn't know and that's gonna assume that I'm straight and is, and then I make the decision, there's this decision, the first piece of that decision is always, is it safe to tell this person? And people will say, we act like everybody should always be out of the closet. You know what? If it's not safe, if you're not physically safe, if your employment's not safe, if you're not safe coming out to a person, I wouldn't hold it against anyone in the world if they wanted to be stealth and not be out of the closet. Um, Physical safety, of course, very important. Yeah, so and that's a factor when I decide, am I going to tell this person? Um, Another factor is, is this somebody who I think can even understand? Because there are some people that just get this does not compute mentality when you try to explain it to them. And you can't just say, you know what, I'm transgendered. No, it's not that simple with a lot of people where they look at you and go, what? What does that mean? And then there's it's a game of 20 questions. And do you really want to go through that multiple times in a day? I don't always feel up to it, honestly. And then there are other times where, you know what, it's somebody that I don't see, it's a random stranger, it's the dentist, it's somebody that I'm not going to see again for a long time. And I'm not sure, sometimes it's like, ugh, do I feel like going through this and for what reason? If there's somebody important in my life that should know, if there's somebody that I think I'm going to see more than once, if I feel safe telling them, emotionally, physically, all of that, if I feel safe, I will take the time to come out of the closet to them. And honestly, when I tell you the truth about who I am, take that as a sign of respect. That means that I think that you're smart enough to get it, so don't let me down. All of that said, the daily ongoing process of coming out of the closet, of not being straight, of not having that change, trans or no trans, for me, I trying to be trans, but honestly, the way people see me still, by and large, is as a female. And so yeah, being trans doesn't change the orientation for me, at least. So as I further along in my transition, I will wait and see what changes there are transitioning from being, a female pansexual to a male pansexual, and what the differences are there. I'm sure that there are some. One place I always pass, incidentally, is the internet. And when I'm not doing videos, when I'm just typing to people, and I put my name as Michael, and I've noticed already that people listen to my opinions much more so than they did when I put my birth name and presented as a female online. So there's one small difference that I've noticed so far. Wait and see what else is yet to come. Thanks for listening. Any comments, please leave them. I would love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.